What's up guys, welcome back. Today we're talking composting. So whether you're subscribed to me or not, which you should be, about 5 months ago I uploaded a tote composting DIY video and I kind of just wanted to give an update on that, how that went, what I have learned, and what route I am taking now. So when I made that video, that was kind of just like a quick fix to kind of get comfortable with composting, because my plan was to do that 3 pallet system that you've likely seen a lot of other people do in their backyard, but at that time it was winter, it just wasn't something that was going to get done, so I wanted to kind of get started. Now I've seen, as you probably have seen as well, a lot of videos and posts and articles talking about how you can use totes to compost if you don't have the space or if you just want something cheap and quick to set up, and I'm sure a lot of people have success with it, or else it would not be as commonly suggested as it is, but I did not. Mine was a complete failure. I definitely think the failure was partly, or likely mostly, my fault. So again, I'm not just gonna completely blame the tote system. Now, if you have not seen that video, you can go and watch it if you'd like, but pretty much the idea was to take 2 totes. One will sit inside the other. You drill holes in the inside tote so that when it starts leaking juices, it'll leak into the bottom tote, which is there just to kind of catch those juices. And then you pull out and empty those juices when needed. I've said juice so many times. And then you drill holes on the lid, on the outside for some air ventilation, and that's pretty much it. Now, at first mine was too dry. I kept it outside and it was still getting sunlight, which is good because I wanted to kind of heat up as much as possible. I also used a compost starter. I'll put a photo of the exact one I used, kind of just for fun. I didn't really measure, I just barely sprinkled because it was just such a small area. So there were 2 main issues with that system that I think ultimately resulted in it failing. So number 1 was, as the compost got heavier and it stayed moist as it should, it was really heavy and it kind of just got stuck inside that bottom tote, so it was nearly impossible to lift it to empty the juices from the bottom one. So it was kind of a pain because I'd have to tip the whole thing at an awkward angle to get it to empty out any excess juices under there. I wasn't just gonna dump it out and take it out every time, so that was just super annoying. And then of course it was getting heavy, so the inside tote cracked, so that was kind of a bummer. And the second issue is definitely my fault. So I kept it outside and it was not covered, and then as monsoon season rolled up here in Colorado, we were getting lots of rains and a little bit of snow right before then, I think, but mostly the rain. It got way too wet in there and I kind of neglected it. Well, I didn't kind of, I did, so that's why it's my fault. And it was disgusting. So I wish I'd recorded more of what it looked like. I only recorded 1 small clip of it, but it was seriously so nasty. When me and my husband finally decided like we weren't going to use this tote anymore, it was gross. It smelled like a sewer and it was just wet and soppy and not what your compost is supposed to be. It was disgusting. Like, just cleaning it up, I was almost gagging. But I was so determined, thinking that I could save this, which I guess I kind of did. And I don't think the rainfall would have been that big of an issue if I could have properly drained the tote system like I was supposed to be able to. So I think the excess water was a huge issue because the tote system wouldn't drain as well as it should have been able to. So those 2 kind of went hand in hand. So I'm not trying to deter anyone from trying this system. I think if you are short on space and you want something really cheap and quick, definitely try it out, but maybe just get better fitting totes or kind of keep a better eye out than I did. I don't know. So yeah, disgusting. And this is now what I'm doing. I went on Facebook Marketplace and someone was giving away a free compost system, those black bins, which are pretty expensive. They can vary in price, but ultimately not something that I would consider cheap. And they were giving it away for free and it was completely fine, not broken. So I went and picked that up and put it in my backyard. Now with that nasty sewer compost, like I said, I was so determined to fix it, so I threw that in the composter and I added a ton of straw that I had and a little bit more dry dirt, and I did not water that thing. I just mixed it up and I really let the whole thing dry out to kill any moisture, anything that was in there. And luckily for me, it was the perfect season. It was the beginning of summer, so it was super hot. We weren't getting a lot of rainfall yet, so it dried out within a couple days. And since then, I have been adding tons of greens, browns. I'm definitely feeling more comfortable around composting. When I notice a weird smell, I add more browns. I make sure the greens are completely covered. Those will be my 2 biggest tips for composting. There's some dog poop I have to clean up, so don't look at that, that's gross. But this is where my compost is sitting. This is what I was talking about. You can lift this up. I mean, obviously once it's ready to quickly get out the base of the compost. It has a lock system. I just threw that in here today. It's pretty full right now. I just threw in 3 grow bags worth of leftover dirt from the potatoes that I harvested. This is nasturtium. But yes, I think I successfully saved my prior disgusting compost leftovers. And I think this is doing all right. There are no weird smells. It just kind of smells like dirt. So pretty much I just wanted to give an update. I mean, at the end of the day, I really wish that tote system would have worked. And like I said, it works for people. It really does. But for me, it just wasn't doing it. And even for the compost I have going now, I mean, I'm hoping it's working. I'm kind of turning it here and there, but I'm mostly just kind of trying to let it chill and bake in the sun. So I'm hoping by next season I could have some compost to use for my garden, but also it's just kind of how it is. Like sometimes you fail at stuff, sometimes you succeed in doing something. But yeah, I definitely failed on this one, but it's okay because I learned my lesson and I definitely won't be using that system again. And so far, I really like that system. I see why it's so popular. And I eventually do want to do the 3 pallet system still. I think that's the best way to go, but we'll see when that gets done. So yeah, that's just what I've learned with composting so far. I'm hoping this I'm hoping this compost that I have going doesn't fail. So yeah, we'll see. So as always, you can find me on all my social medias. The garden is really popping right now. My peppers are still slow. I plan to record a little update. I don't know if anyone's tired of garden tours, updates, but I definitely feel like I could watch them every week, so whatever. I've been harvesting a ton of cucumbers, and I also just did a quick pickle video last week, or the beginning of this week, so if you haven't seen that, maybe go watch it. So subscribe if you would like to, and comment any questions, tips for me, especially tips regarding composting. And wherever you live, I hope you have a good one, and thanks for watching. Okay, bye.